There was one important feature in the late 1990s and early 2000s that allegedly was the demise of Sega and Dreamcast because Sony's PlayStation 2 system had it, but Sega's Dreamcast didn't. But did you know the PS2 almost didn't have it either? Why this feature was added to PS2 at the last second is fascinating and ended up being the end of Sega as a console manufacturer and the end of the company that forced Sony to implement this feature. Of course, we are talking about the all-important DVD playback that was a huge thing back then, and huge would be kind of an understatement, before the world of digital downloads and streaming. Xbox did have DVD playback, but it required you to purchase the optional remote controller to unlock the feature or hack the console, unlike PS2, which was ready to go out of the box. And of course, GameCube's size problem, which was to prevent piracy, also meant no this feature for that system either. Digital versatile disc. What is this futuristic technology we call DVD anyway? Of course, the target audience of this channel knows and probably remembers DVDs, but let's recap for younger people. Digital versatile disc, or DVD for short, was developed in collaboration with Sony and Philips, the original creators of CD in the 1990s. Sometimes also called digital video disc. That would make sense, but that's not exactly the official name of the format, even though the Wikipedia article hints so. DVD was created with versatility in mind, hence the digital versatile disc. It was first released already in late 1996 in Japan. Imagine that, it was still early PS1 days when DVD came out. And then in 1997 in North America and in 1998 in Europe, late game for Europe as always. As with CD, DVD was used for many things, but two main categories were movies and DVD-ROM computer software, including video games. Our special interest in this video is of course the video and movie playback part of the DVD. Why I'm showing off this Gone with the Wind DVD? Because it's the only one in my collection that has one of those double-sided discs. I found these incredibly cool back then, and they still are. PS2's main delivery media for games was the DVD, even though some games, especially early ones, shipped still on CD. They are recognized from the cool purple data side, or just by reading the label. This led PS2 to have a fully functional DVD video playback when it was released from day one without any extra purchases needed. You could have bought the optional DVD remote I have here if you wanted to. As for many people, the PS2 was my first DVD player as well, so I ended up buying it because I watched lots of DVDs on it. Early models of PS2 required this infrared receiver in the controller port, but my 50,000 unit here has it already built in and works without it. Let's get into the actual story behind PS2 gaining its generation-winning feature that decimated the competition and helped PS2 to become and still remain the best-selling dedicated home video game console of all time. In the change of the millennia, we still lived in the world of physical media, and the DVD was this futuristic new optical movie format that really took off in the West, unlike video CD and few others that tried movies on the optical disc. When this revolutionary format was settled, after the decades of VHS dominance and its dodgy quality that wasn't a fit anymore for the 2000s. VM Labs came up with this radical idea of combining a DVD player and video games, the Nuan. They partnered up with Samsung and some others, but Samsung was definitely the one who got the actual Nuan machine out. If you are not familiar with the Nuan, it's basically a regular DVD player with some chipsets that could play some kind of games. Clearly nothing like PS2 for example, but this was meant to have a jump start on PS2, but didn't get to market before PS2, and that's probably one of the reasons it failed spectacularly. The PS2 was obviously in development at the same time as the Nuan, led by Ken Kutaragi, the father of the PlayStation. When he found out what Samsung and Nuan people at VM Labs were doing, he demanded that the PS2 has to have a DVD movie playback to be successful. Yes, the PS2 wasn't supposed to have this feature originally, because Sony didn't want to cannibalize their DVD player sales. But after Kutaragi got worried that maybe people would buy the DVD player instead and play whatever those games might be, he thought, maybe an actual game system with proper video games that also plays DVDs is more appealing in value proposition than a DVD player that plays poor man's games. We have to remember how monumental success the DVD was back then. Kutaragi's gamble paid with dividends when the PS2 launched. You have probably heard the legend that the best-selling game at PS2's launch was the Matrix DVD, so it's pretty clear lots of people bought the system initially to play DVDs, and many people probably never played PS2 games on their PS2. Of course, PS2 beat the Nuan to the market, putting the final nail in the Nuan's coffin, but apparently also to couple more coffins according to the internet. Those tombstones read Sega and Dreamcast. Some could say there are a couple more in that same graveyard, GameCube and Xbox. And of course, all the ratings are appreciated after their deaths. These 6th generation machines are all looked at fondly these days, even the ones that failed back then for one reason or another. If you are still here, you are probably enjoying my content. I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Thank you. Naturally, this is a light-hearted video, and there was a myriad of reasons why Sega and Dreamcast struggled at the time, and it sure didn't help PS2 having this all-important feature over the competition. I enjoy playing games on all these systems, but the market voted with their wallets, and PS2 had a better value proposition than its competition. Many people of course just waited out Sony's new offering after being satisfied with the original PlayStation that was still getting bangers released at the time. I love classic games across the board, and here's a video where I'll go through the main reasons why I prefer them over modern gaming. Click here to watch it.